Hey gang, for everyone that's been with us for ages, yes, we've circumnavigated Australia and we are back in Western Australia. We rushed the first time that we were here, didn't we, to get to the Kimberley?
That's right, we were in a real rush to get up to the Kimberley, so we only spent a couple of months exploring like quite a big lot of coastline.
Yeah, I've been watching Pasky edit this video and she's been really excited. She's been crazy.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this video because there's lots in it. Lots of sailing, diving, drone footage, everything that we really love.
Lobsters, fishes.
Lobsters.
Catching fishes.
Big swells, 3-metre swells.
Sailing.
Sailing.
Everything.
Everything.
We promise you everything in this video.
So let's hurry up and get to it. But before we do that, we just wanted to let you know that there's only 8 more days of our t-shirt campaign. Heaps of you have been asking for tees. If you haven't grabbed one already, you need to go and grab one now because it will end and you will miss out. So I put a link to this, the campaign in the description of the video, and yeah, there'll be a note on the screen at the end of the video as well. So grab one now if you haven't already. All right, let's just get started with the video.
Let's go.
It's a beautiful offshore wind and we're out of here. We're going north. There's 3 more weeks of autumn and that's the perfect time of year to be up at the Abrolhos Islands, so we're going to be spending those 3 weeks up there before we head further north to more warmer climate. It's going to be our first time back in the tropics in 2 years. How do you feel about this, Troy?
Very positively.
Very positive. We said goodbye to our friends and family, and we're off.
We are off at the rate of 6 knots. Well, our moving average is only 5.8 at the moment. The winds are moderated. We have only been going for 1 mile though. It's really pretty onshore as we're leaving.
Oh, here comes a gust. We've got the wind generator on. That's why it's so peaceful.
Peaceful. We've got lots of power. I'm happy to just keep being peaceful. How about you?
Yeah, I like not having the wind generator on.
Oh, 6.3 knots as well. When we come up, the wind is all over the place. It's not that great for the wind vane, but at least it's keeping the sails trimmed. Otherwise we would have to trim it if we were on an automatic pilot. Oh, listen to that hiss. Sail so far has been a bit of a mixed bag. We had lots of wind last night, very strong. It chilled out a lot to the point where we had to motor sail earlier, and now it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and we're just sailing along at 4 knots. 4 knots.
4 nuts.
4 nuts. It's a complete difference to our bight crossing, that's for sure. So our strategy is we're going to get a little bit further north. There's a place called African Reef and we're just going to get there, and I'm hoping to get there about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then bending out to the northwest to go to the Abrolhos. And the reason I want to do that, I've actually added about 30 miles to our journey, but we were having good easterlies and we're expecting it to turn northeasterly. So I didn't want to do the shorter trip at our last as we're getting into the Abrolhos, be close on the wind, because there'll be plenty of fetch and we'll have some like 1.5 metre waves out there in messy conditions. So we'll go up, we're just getting up to that point and then going out to the northwest, so that even if the winds are northeast we can still enjoy winds on the beam, because this year is all about having more enjoyable sailing rather than making it too hardcore. Pasky said a lot of people will be disappointed in that, but we sort of have to consider how happy it makes us. So this year we'll have nice sailing. I'm sure we'll still find plenty of windward action. Why do people like watching people suffer on a boat? Sadists.
So I've been taking the morning watches on this trip to the Abrolhos, and it's another cracker this morning. We're nearly there. Just adjust the course a bit so we can make our way through the reef entrance in probably about an hour's time. So I'll wake up shortly to do that, and might even get an hour of sleep in. and then I'm sure we'll be sleeping again once we've safely anchored. And I can just see the sun starting to come up over the ocean now. So we've got some pretty choppy seas. It was dead flat at about midnight last night before the wind came, so it's all just come the wind in the last 4 or 5 hours.
We'll get past King Reef. It says on the chart that it seldom breaks. We'll get under that, then we'll drop the sail.
Okay.
That's it. Pump on one. Oh, Hoodie.
You've got the bait. They fight like stick.
Yeah. Oh, nice fish. Just bring him into the net. Just bring him over it. Come on, maneuver the fish. That's it.
Oh, it's a good size for us. Did you just tighten the drag? Fish fighting dirty.
Oh, mother. Boy, let's go.
Yeah. That big fish. Bye, fish. The sun's setting and we've got that frame of our first Balchi and Greyfire caught at the Abrolhos in the pressure cooker. And we'll have fish soup for breakfast. Merci, monsieur. Oh, beautiful Balchi and Greyfire fillets. So we have a big head. There's lots of yummy fat in this head. You don't want to waste it. And lots of meat in the cheek. It might be easier to pour it. So we forgot to film eating the soup yesterday morning because we were so hungry and we were so keen to try it, but we had leftovers. So this is our delicious fish broth soup with bits of fish in it, and we had a little bit of leftover pork roast, so we put the dripping and the juices from the pork roast in. It's a really nice combination actually, and I just put a little bit of cream in and a little bit of creamed corn and mixed that through, and it's turned into a really nice soup. And just for a little bit of crunch today, I fried up some of our homemade pancetta. So I'm just gonna sprinkle that over the top, and then we'll put a crack of pepper on and tuck in. Yeah, I didn't want to put any thickener in this soup, so it's more like a brothy soup, so I don't know if these are gonna float. No, they've just dropped to the bottom. Oh well.
It's a little bit like one of those Japanese tonkotsus, but without the porky flavour and without the umami that Japanese food has. Mm. Maybe from the sweetness of the corn. That pancetta's really good, huh? Mm. I think we'll just go up to that middle group, get out of here, because the weather patterns are going to be nice for doing snorkeling and exploring. They're going to shift to the south. By itself. Yeah, if anyone's getting a wet ass, it's me. It looks a lot like a little bit of fish.
Doesn't feel windy at all, does it?
Many of the low-lying limestone islands of the Abrolhos are inhabited, on a seasonal basis, by crayfishermen and their families. They're absolute waterfront shacks. Some, having been here for many decades, are a real work of art and ingenuity.
The Abrolhos Group is a unique area of the world, where tropical waters of the Leeuwin Current push down into the temperate zone. This makes it possible to swim with both tropical and cold water fish, while sea lions sunbake on coral sand islands.
That was a pretty productive little swim, that one. The coral was in really good condition. There was a lot of crayfish. So many crayfish. So we've just been measuring with an old scallop gauge, which is 80 millimeters. So these ones, even though we're sort of used to the big, massive lobsters, even these ones are legal because we're not even getting 80 millimeters there. These are bigger than that. He's the smallest one, so we know all of them are well and truly legal.
He's huge. He's a western rock lobster.
That's right, Panulurus. And they're quite happy sitting in those coral plates as well, you know. But they're a pretty critter. They're delicious too, which is unfortunate for them. And we got 2 of these ball chin groper. So that's why they're called ball chin, this pale colour here. I wouldn't really call them a groper. I'd rather call them a tusk fish, but what do I know? But anyway, we didn't even fill our bag limit. That's how generous they are. The WA fisheries, we're really happy with how it's managed because we don't really have to, you know, we didn't really stock up our fridge with land food, you know, like lamb chops and steaks and everything else like that. We knew that we'd be able to come out here and feed ourselves, which is what's happened. So we're going to be enjoying some nice lobster tail over the next few days and some really top grade table fish.
With the man on the radio warning of deteriorating conditions and 5-metre swells on the way, we decided it was a good time to head into Geraldton to pay a visit to some of our supporters and upload some videos, as internet coverage is not that great 30 miles offshore.
It's a very smooth 8 knots. It's fun.
I want you to steer that.
70, 80.
80. Just don't go as high as 90 and just keep an eye on where you are
Otherwise
on
we'll
this.
hit the reef.
Don't hit the reef. Yeah, that looks cool.
That's 70.
So we'll come in on that. I might.
No landmarks.
It's going to be a bit harder to steer because I just want to put the preventer on
Okay.
because we're going to be on this tack for a while.
Okay.
Chinese jibe proof. Yeah, I think what we'll do is, I don't know, it probably will intensify, so we'll just leave 2 reefs in the main.
Yeah. Woo! Surfing.
As we came closer to the coastline, we started to get a bit of a taste of the swell being generated by a large low pressure system heading for Perth.
The 3 metre swell at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. Some of these ones aren't too big. That's not a bad one. You look back here and there's some above, and then you look down there and there's some below. This never quite feels as hectic as it looks.
big one out the back. When they're big, they suck up, and then you can, the one behind it's big too.
Good for surf. Just down the 10 metre, because if we go into the 5 metre ground with the 3 metre swell, we might find ourselves having some real surfing, getting barrels. This one. Woo.
Geraldton Harbour, though open to the north, is a good refuge in strong southerly conditions with barely any swell entering the anchorage. With Marul safe and sound, we were keen to accept a generous offer of a hot shower, washing machine and home-cooked meal.